Hello and welcome to day 4 of the Emergent series. In the last video, we saw how Playbook works in Emergent and also saw how do we send or save our code into GitHub. Now, in today's video, let's see what are the models available within Emergent and when do we use which of them. So let's get started. Now, when we started with the free plan, we didn't have this option here, right? We did see these things here, but we didn't have this option. So these are the models available within Emergent. Now we have a few models here. As we can see, we have E1, E1.1, E1.5, E2, which is in beta, and then prototype and mobile. E1 is the stable and thorough model, which means it will take your input, ask you questions, it will test it, and ensure that it is thoroughly done as much as possible. While E1.1 is fast and flexible, meant for prototyping or checking if an idea makes sense and so on and so forth. This is not meant for a full application, meant for some fast prototyping only. Now, if you want the front end only, then use prototype. If you want to build a mobile application, then use this model. And they have recently released 1.5 and 2. Now E2 is a better version of E1 and 1.5 is somewhere between E1 and E2. So you can understand what is E1.1, and then here you can see this is focused and diligent, while this is thorough and relentless. And mostly the credits consumed by each of this version will go will be more as we proceed further. So E2 will probably take slightly more credits than E1. Now what we will do is we will go ahead and use E2, which is in the beta phase, right? Of course, we have E1.1. I've got some special access from the team, and that's why I'm able to see this. Now what we will do is we will go ahead and build a similar app using E2. And I'm going to use Claude 4.5 Sonnet 1 million tokens, because that will ensure that we can build this entire application without losing context. Also, they have an ultra option here. Now think about it, ultra thinking with 16k thinking tokens. Allow agents to reason deeply through complex problems, right? If you have a very complex problem which you want it to solve, you could use this. But keep in mind that this would also consume as many tokens and hence credits. So I'm not going to use this for now because this is a very simple thing that we're building. And I'm not going to walk you through the entire process because we've already done this. I just want to show you how we can proceed further after wherever we had left in the previous case. Now we have got the first version created here. I'm going to sign in with Google just to check if this is working fine. Right, login. It has opened it in a new screen. Let me click on Google. I'll use the same account and I am in. Authentication successful, POC phase 1 completed. So you can see that this is what it has done as of now. You can see here it had done the phase 1, which is basically the Google sign-in profile info appears on dashboard. Avatar displays properly, logout functionalities as expected, and sign in after logout works smoothly. Just quickly tested that and it was working fine. I mentioned it, and now it has gone into building the to-do part of it, right? And you can see here it is actually now running the design agent to get the design done, and it also has testing agent that we saw in the previous case, right? While the design agent is running, let's see what it is doing behind the scenes, right? You can see here it has written its own problem statement telling build a Notion style team task manager with Google Auth authentication. Users can create, edit, complete, and delete tasks. Tasks have categories: development, design, review, testing, others. Priorities: low, medium, high, urgent. Status: to do, in progress, completed. Due dates, descriptions, and can be assigned to team members. Include a dashboard showing task statistics by status and category. So it has done all of that. You can see here design agent messages. So it was actually communicating to itself, okay, with all of these details. You can see here it has got a few things. I don't know from where it has got these designs. Okay, so this was all the things that it was talking within itself. Okay, there are multi-agent system behind the scenes where it talks to itself and gets all of this done. So you can see here viewing 4 paths, running web search with query, Notion, linear, Asana, okay, crawling web page, running web search with query, running web search with query, Notion color scheme, right? Minimal clean task and so on and so forth. Running image selector tool with search query. So these were all the images that it got. And now based on that, it is understanding what needs to be built. Amazing, isn't it? Right? So here it has got a comprehensive design guidelines for the agent to build. Okay, so this was all the details with colors, typography, component specifications, okay, micro interactions, layout and spacing, additional features, okay, implementation ready. So what do we consider it as? I mean, when do we consider it as ready? Okay, so those are the things that it has mentioned over here. All of this was happening behind the scenes when it was just showing us loading, right? Or next step processing. So we can just go to preview. So this is what we saw initially, but now it's running. Let's see. Perfect. Now I'm starting phase 2, building the complete application. This will take approximately 20 to 30 minutes, it says. I don't think it'll take as long, but let's see, because E2 is something new and maybe it'll take as long. So processing next steps, it says. So we can also check what's happening here. Okay, so you can see here sleep 3 and tail -n 30. Okay, so waiting for application startup, server info, database indexes created, application startup complete, info shutting down info, info is shutting down, and then info waiting for application shutdown, info application shutdown complete, info finished server process, info stopping the reloader process. So everything that's happening behind the scenes is actually clubbed together and shown in this particular window. Okay, good part is it does not show it by default, because they understand that it's sometimes overwhelming for non-techies like me to see what's actually happening. So they actually show us only things that we can understand, like these kind of statements. Okay, the code, the behind the scenes, all of that will be clubbed together and hidden, which if we want, we can open up and see it at any given point of time. Let's quickly check this. There was something that was missing. Okay, I think it's charts functionality. Okay, and that's why it said it'll first install it. Okay, so it actually installed some recharts, probably to show it in the dashboard, right? So you can see here recharts installed successfully. Now let me build the complete front-end application with all features. Let me create all the necessary components and pages in bulk. Due to large amount of code, I'll recreate them in batches. Okay, now you see it has got the dashboard with to-dos, in progress, completed, and overdue being shown, and tasks by status also is being shown. Task by category is available, right? And a quick stats like total tasks, my assigned tasks, view all tasks, right? And tasks are also available over here. Okay, now when I clicked on my tasks, it is showing some error. I'm sure that it will go through this error and make any required changes. You can see here it has called the edit agent, okay, which is actually editing some code behind the scenes. Now let's quickly check what happened behind the scenes for edit agent, right? You can see here it actually shows that now I can see the actual content of the file. The file is missing the .app class and has different indentation, 4 spaces instead of 2, and a different background color. Okay, let me replace the entire content with the new CSS. Okay, and we also have the summary over here. Let's go ahead. Perfect. Now let me check for any front-end errors and then update the to-do. Good, front-end is running, it says. Now let me call the testing agent and test the complete application. So you can see that we had design agent running, then some edit agent running, and now the testing agent is running. Like we saw before, we are using E2, which is thorough and relentless, right? Which is the better version of E1. So let's wait for it. And there you go. It has finished the testing. Okay. It has also taken the screenshots and all of that. So you can see here, this is where the testing agent was running 21 testing agent messages. So it has done a lot of testing behind the scenes. We can also see some screenshots being shown here. And then it also gives us the summary of what all did it test and what was the outcome. Now let's go ahead and test this ourselves. So you can see that this is what we got from the E2 version. Okay. And let's go to tasks, and I'm going to create a new task. Let's call this as task 1. I can add the details here. This is a design task for a new app that client 1 wants us to build. Okay, it could be development, design, whatever it is. Priority could be medium. Status is to do, in progress, or this thing. Due date, let me click on this. Okay, I have not given the option where it can select the past dates. I'll have to mention that. Assigned to, we can assign it to users, let's say test user, and click on create task. Right, so task 1 is created over here. Okay, and if I go back to the dashboard, I should be able to see it. To do 1 is available, and design category is available. Quick stats, total task is 1. My assigned task is 0 because it's not assigned to me. And here also we can see in to do, we have 1. Right. Of course, the layout has got changed a bit. Okay, I can ask it to ensure that it is in drag and drop fashion. But great, you could just click on edit over here to edit this task and click on update task. Okay, you can also see when is the due date or whom is it assigned to, and the description of the task, design, medium, and to do. Amazing, isn't it? And there you go. So we have walked through all the agents that are available on Emergent, namely E1, E1.1, E1.5, E2, and also prototype and mobile for specific purposes. There is also a way for us to create our own agent, which we will be covering in some of the future videos. I hope you are enjoying this series. Stay along because there's a lot more Emergent has to offer, which we will be exploring in the coming videos. Your ideas is coming to life in just a couple of weeks. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.